It's just too funny for me.
All right, guys, welcome to the after show. So, what'd you think about today's episode?
I hated the zombie lady.
Yeah, I don't like
Yeah.
fighting things that are invincible.
Which is not. It's just you guys didn't guess holy water. Usually you do.
Would have had to walk all the way back to the truck for that.
That's why. That's why I was laughing when you said I get the gasoline.
It's like the opposite of holy water.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have the stream on my phone.
Ooh. Now see, now I've got an idea. What if we take gasoline to a priest and have him bless it? Can we have holy gasoline?
I don't honestly
there will
don't
be
know.
Holy fire.
Well, we get the holy gasoline and we dip our machetes in it, so we can have holy fire flaming swords.
Oh, that's not how machetes and gasoline work. It'll go out in a second.
It'll be good for like a swing.
I honestly don't know. Honestly.
Well, I mean, we're gonna try it.
Oh yeah. My idea for Biscuit was to get him one of those little vests that have almost like a saddlebag, but for a dog.
A tactical dog vest.
Because he could carry stuff for us, and let's say we're going into the fight and we don't have silver, right? Because we haven't figured out what we're fighting at or whatever. We'd be like, oh, it's this thing. Mid-fight. Oh, it's this thing. We need silver. Whoosh. There he comes.
Yeah,
that's going to go daggers and it's
that's going to go wonderfully. You'll whistle, and he won't even show up. And if he does walk through, he'll be like 20 feet away from us. You try to run toward him to grab a silver dagger, and he thinks you want to play, does the stance and runs away. It's like, damn it. Bad dog!
I think that would be cool. We'll make him a little doggy saddle.
I don't know when we did the one shot with Sneak. Nobody got my joke. I guess it was too off. I was trying to give you a boot roll of holding.
No, I got it.
Yeah, it just wasn't that funny, I guess.
It was a boot roll and it carried all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, which is a lot.
Boot roll of holding, but I just thought the ass holds everything.
Force hole.
His name was Holding.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it was.
Did we know that?
Yeah, I told you.
Then, it just completely.
Your faithful Budo Holding.
Yeah.
You're trying to get a dog of Holding.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool. Well, once he's trained.
Well, that's up to Sean to start putting animal handling and stuff in there because he's not going to listen to you.
Yeah. There's
not going to listen.
A problem with that, Hector. I don't think he gave us points last session.
What are we supposed to be at? What are we supposed to be at?
Well, now you guys are supposed to be at 282.
Yeah.
I'm at 276.
Yeah.
Whoops. Same. It's okay. Now you got points to spend.
Yes.
I'll go ahead.
Okay.
Now
I
can put points in animal handling.
We got the 1 point from being hyped, right?
Yeah.
Did we get any points for not dying?
I'm gonna go ahead and give you 2 destiny points on top of that.
For a total of 3.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys honestly I am pushing to get more viewership so that you guys can get more destiny points, so that you guys are more survivable, so that I can throw more crazy stuff at you. And I'm going to continue to throw more crazy stuff at you because you guys have proven that you can handle it for the most part.
For the most part.
We can't handle that.
Well, again, like, the challenge was we weren't exactly sure we were fighting, so we didn't exactly know how to fight it.
You could have.
Yeah.
You could have won, but you guys failed that investigation roll really bad, and
If we found the circle, then we could have like looked into it,
Not my
busted the
fault
journal
my
out
dice don't
earlier.
like me.
When you were in the room that was destroyed, like all the information that you needed was there. And you guys just rolled really bad.
Mhm.
Man, my character sheet looks just like it did at the end of last episode. I'm down to -3 again. Got like 6 hit points left to death. I'm like, well, I know where my destiny points are going.
I'm doing it right now.
I'll do it. I'll do it first thing next time.
Yeah,
Why?
it's probably best to wait for the pregame because that way we have
Okay.
you'll know if any time has passed
Yeah.
in case you get a couple hit points in there.
Why do today what you can put off until tomorrow?
Man, but no, I had a fun time on that episode.
Well, of course you did. You're throwing us through walls and out of windows.
Yeah,
I put holes in her suit to make her mad.
So I have this I had this dream once where I was at the mall and I threw the guy from the second floor to the first floor over a balcony, and then I scuttled off and blended in and tried to get away with it for the rest of the stream. But seeing as I had like almost done that in real life one time, I've kind of always had this fetish of wanting to throw somebody over a balcony. And today wasn't that exactly, but it gave me a little bit of giddy goodness feeling inside when I threw the character over the balcony.
Yeah, you threw Dan out a window. You threw Sean off a balcony. Dan came back up, and then you made him jump out the window.
So there you go. And it reminds me. I was thinking about what today's topic was, and it kind of reminded me of it. And no, so
jumping.
Role playing games have a very unique ability. Like part of what makes a movie great or a book great or any kind of media you're watching where it involves any human stories or social kind of aspects. Part of the great fun of it is that you can empathize with the characters. Even if you're not them, you can kind of become them for a little bit and wear their shoes a tiny bit. Even if it's a James Bond movie and he's jumping out of an airplane into another plane and shooting these guys down and then grabbing parachute off a dead guy in the sky and doing all that stuff, it still kind of gives you that excitement of like being there. And I think uniquely role-playing games have the most of that you can get without actually doing any of it, without actually LARPing it. Or like real life LARPing it.
I do enjoy Asgard.
Yeah, and that's one of the coolest parts about TTRPGs, and it was leading to today's question, which was something like, basically, what are your guys' thoughts on that?
Thoughts on how
on the medium of role playing, empathy with your character, being able to empathize and with your character, and how much of that do you enjoy? How much of that do you think is a good thing? How much of that do you think is a bad thing?
I think it's a good thing because when you play pretend, it doesn't have to seep out into your real life. Like people are initially good, but I mean like road rage thoughts, for example. Like it's good to fantasize about that stuff so you don't run somebody off the road like a freaking maniac. You know what I mean? Like one of mine that I really love to do that I probably should stop doing is I give people the finger gun when they don't use their signal. I just do this.
You're in Texas, buddy. I don't know if I'd be doing that.
It's all right. It's okay.
Yeah, I remember I had my little Cavalier, and if I held the wheel like this and stretched all the way over and took my seatbelt off, I could reach the because it was all manual doors. I could reach the door, the window. Mm-hmm. I don't even know what they're called anymore because it's a button now.
Window crank or something.
Yeah.
Roller.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
roller. I could just barely reach the roller if I did the full on stretch, and did this. So this guy cuts me off on an on ramp, doing like 70 on an on ramp. While admittedly being a jerk myself, but double jerk comes around.
double jerk.
Doing like 82 or something, cuts me off in the on ramp. So I'm rolling my window down so that I can give this guy the finger and yell at him on the freeway because it's like, I'll see your double chuck and raise you another trick, sir. Well, he thinks he thinks that he's like, oh yeah, I forgot this is Texas. He probably thinks I'm reaching for a gun and he just guns it and gets the hell out of there, right?
He just saw you like reaching. He's like, ah!
One of my favorite situations I got into, similar to that, I was going down just a residential street, man. I'm going speed limit, it's a single lane road, and this guy is flashing his lights, honking, and swerving. I'm just like, whatever, I don't care. And I've got my hair down, and so he sees me from behind and probably thinks I'm a woman. And the lane splits to where he can go right, and I'm going to go left, and we're at a light. And I'm blasting Despised Icon with my windows down, and I see his window go down, and he leans down to yell at me, and sees this on my arm because I'm holding my steering wheel, and he just rolled his window right back up.
Didn't even get a word out. Just
It
window
was like,
down, window up.
I was just like, oh, he probably thought I was a chick, and then saw that I'm a dude and I've got a massive tattoo, and yeah, he didn't want any of that, and I was just like, okay, that works. Plus, the death metal helped.
But yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry, Hector, to finish answering your question.
Please do.
Yeah, no. RPGs are fun, whether it's tabletop, whether it's video games. It's a fun little escape, and it's almost like therapy, really.
Microphone, really.
Huh? It's almost
Microphone,
like
really.
therapy.
There you
Almost
go.
like
See,
therapy.
I was going to say something very similar, and the thing about it is role playing games, because I used to be very, very, very introverted. I still am, but not so much so because I've practiced. I've been thinking about it. One of the things that I've failed to do is really promote myself because I've been extremely introverted, and I think that has to is a huge part of why I'm not wildly successful at the moment. Because I compare myself to other artists who are not as good as me, objectively speaking. They typically almost invariably have the ability of being an extrovert, the natural way of just being an extrovert and being able to push their art, sound confident, and really sell themselves extremely well. So I would say that through 20 years of role playing, I've actually managed to force myself to become more extroverted, and so it can be therapy. I'm not a therapist, and wouldn't recommend anyone start a D&D campaign thinking that it's going to be therapy, but that doesn't mean it's not therapeutic. That doesn't mean that it's not a good tool. And while I wouldn't recommend it as your main means of fixing or improving your psyche or anything like that, I would say that it's a nice little complimentary thing to have on the side.
I actually saw a dude recently. I don't know how old the video itself was, but I recently came across it. It's this dude. He's got his hair dyed, big fro, half red, half blue. The back's purple, and he's got a lot of gang members in his neighborhood. And he invited people from both sides to play Dungeons and Dragons in his basement. And cool. He's running homebrew campaigns using the Dungeons and Dragons system. And I'm thinking as soon as possible, I'd like to reach out to him and show him the system here, because he's running these campaigns, and he was talking in his video about the difficulty of running a homebrew with the Dungeons and Dragons rule system. Trying to make it, because he's like, these guys are G's, man. They don't want to play some high fantasy campaign. That's just not their thing. So he did a Candyland thing. He did this one thing where you had to just get to Canada, was the whole thing, like out of Detroit and into Canada. And he was like just that he had trouble adapting the system, and he said that he hit up Reddit and asked a lot of people what he could do to be able to take these rules that are for high fantasy, for literally Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, that's what the game is. Your dungeon
Mhm.
crawls, fighting dragons, and transform them to make a character. It's like, because if you're trying to do like a
Well,
escape Detroit, get to Canada sort of thing, and it's like you're not going to have wizards, man. You're going to have to bend the
right,
rules
right.
and change the rules. And this system is made for that sort of thing. And that's why I was thinking, as soon as this thing's set in stone, so to speak, uh, I'm gonna, I wanted to say, hey man, check this out, dude. It might be easier for you to be able to run your campaigns using these rules.
Well, if he was willing to stream it, I might be willing to just give him early access. And
Well, I don't think he's going to
um,
stream it, man. I mean, he just made a video to say what he's done.
mhm.
Because it was a really cool thing that he
Well,
did.
if he makes a video on it, then I'd be willing to give him early access. Let him know.
Yeah. And it's just, well, I mean, it would be nice to have the completed.
It's very, very close, sir.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's you know, there's I figure there's probably a lot of other people out there too. I mean, not necessarily Uniting gang members, because he said that he had people from both sides who wound up becoming friends and leaving their set. And it's like that's pretty cool. It goes along with what you were saying of the introverted extroverted type of thing. It's also making friends sort of thing. You wind up with people who are like-minded, and you get bigger and bigger campaigns. I myself am also an introvert. I don't even like streaming. I'm like,
I think all of us.
yeah.
I think we're all in the
I'm
same
like,
boat.
I'm like, I think about how many friends do I have. I'm like, well, I got Hector and I got Yuli.
People are
Oh,
cool.
this
I
cool,
just
this cool
don't
thing happened. This
like
cool thing
most of
happened,
them.
guys. This cool thing happened today, and I told you guys. I'm going to tell all my friends. I told you guys so. But it's like, yeah, no, I mean, and there were points, man, where we had some larger role playing groups in the past
Yeah, I
where
think we
we
got it up
wound
to
up with,
9 or so at one
yeah, we
point.
wound up with like serious, actual groups of friends, man, and we wind up hanging out outside
I
of
remember
playing as well.
when me and Raimi were thinking of splitting the group because it had gotten too large, and
Mm.
yeah. So I mean, we were there for a while, and I mean those were some great times. Like buy a case of Guinness and some ice cream and have a night of it. Um,
Oh man, the whiskey root beer floats.
The whiskey
The whiskey
floats.
Dude.
The best.
I mean, I remember I was like, I put in like, I made my root beer float. I put in like 3 shots, and I was like, well, that should be about like a Jack and Coke or whatever, like your standard mixed drink. And I take a sip. I'm like, I can't taste any whiskey. Blah 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 blah. I
Mhm.
can't taste any whiskey. Blah 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 blah. I can't taste any whiskey.
The key is to not empty your cup. You put
Yeah,
you put
I
in your
emptied
hot
my
stuff.
cup.
You make it. You put in your ice cream. When it's about halfway done, repeat the process to fill it back up again, and then you just keep doing that. That's the whole point. The whole point
Oh
is your
man.
cup should never be empty.
No, I remember I was jamming that night, and I was just like, huh, just like poured in a bunch of whiskey, made my float. It was like
half
10 minutes
whiskey.
later, and I looked at it, and I had like this much float left, and I was like, oh crap, I just drank a pint of whiskey. And the rest of the night, I was just like, yeah, no, I'm good. Because I just tried to take it easy and recover because I had to GM that night. Good grief.
Oh, those root beer whiskey floats. I remember I was like, I
Best.
bought a bottle of whiskey because I was like, we're gaming. So I'm buying a bottle of whiskey. And I can't remember how the root beer floats came about. Was it you?
I just wanted
Yuri?
root beer floats.
I remember I had one.
I get that
We
one.
were at Hector's house. Hector's like, let's do some root beer floats, and I'm like, why don't we just put some whiskey in it too?
Yeah, duh.
And it just happened to be a really great combination.
Awesome.
All right, so
Highly
now
recommend it.
Hector, now Hector,
If you're of age, guys.
you can add a new tag.
I like doing so this time I do Well, last time I did them, I did bourbon, amaretto, uh, a dash. I think I did a dash of coffee liqueur.
Hmm.
I use like pecan caramel fancy whatever ice cream, and then I used root beer and I did some whipped cream on top of the cherry.
Damn, how was it?
Well, now,
Yeah,
Hector,
It's
now
good.
now you
amazing,
can add a
Nice.
new
amazing.
tag to your Twitch stream. This is also mixology.
I
No,
did
no,
bartend for 2 years.
it's hashtag whiskey float.
I did bartend for 2 years.
Right on, man. Right on. Well, my brother did
Yeah.
that for a while. He was learning to layer stuff, and he had a vodka bottle covered in duct tape that he would stand there and flip in the air, dropping it repeatedly. And then I went to see him when he was working over at a Chelsea street pub, and he was flipping that bottle around with his buddy, and they were tossing bottles back and forth to each other and all sorts of craziness. I was like, wow, this is pretty impressive.
Mm, yeah. No, we need a game in person again soon, so at least we can do some crazy stuff.
Hmm.
We need to
It's
do an
always
18
better in
plus night.
person.
Yeah, yeah. So we
Well,
can
we
do
can't do
the
it here. My neighbors
so
don't like the sound of
yeah.
rolling dice.
So we can do this instead of talk about it.
I mean, dude,
But
if we could plan it out, I'd be down just a good hotel, just a game. So we
yeah.
can do whatever the hell we want. If they kick us out, who
Oh yeah.
cares?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Because they'll probably kick us out.
Yeah.
No, they won't.
I've been kicked out of a hotel before.
Yeah. Well, I'm not even sure I can tell that story, but
Moving on.
moving on. Um, no, so like it is like I said, I had I knew I needed to change my personality because I was so introverted. I've been making art my entire life, and most of it I've never shared. Um, and the stuff that I have shared, I've shared with like 10 people tops. And until I started being a tattoo artist, I didn't have to start making art specifically to be shared,
Hmm.
right? Because I got to make flash to impress clients, or sometimes people come in and they don't know what they want. And I have to convince them that they want something they totally don't. And I'm really really against that. It's not in my personality to tell people what they want. It's in my personality to give people, to the best of my ability, what they want. But most people don't actually appreciate that. They want to be told what they want. They want to be convinced of it, right? And I'm not good at it, and I'm trying to pick that up. And again, that's like even today, to the core of my soul, that's why it hurts me to put out. Come join me on Twitch
Yeah,
messages, Facebook, and stuff like that.
I'm gonna give you the best
But
piece
I'm
of.
starting. I'm getting there, and what the point I'm trying to get to is that D&D has helped me become more extroverted to the point where I can do those things, and it doesn't burn my soul to the core.
You hear that, internet? D&D saves lives.
Mhm.
Well, I'm gonna give you the best piece of advice as an introvert who's tried to be a salesman a couple of times. Uh, it takes a lot of energy, man, and that's the difference between introvert extrovert. Because if I got to talk to people, I'm drained, man. I'm just like, I don't want to do this.
Mhm.
This is difficult. But I could put on that. Hi, how you doing? It's nice to meet you. Let me show you around. And I can do that, but it's just like, oh my god, at the end of the day. But the piece of advice is this: you don't ask somebody, "Do you want fries with that?" You know,
Right,
and
right.
with the English language, you could say, "You want fries with that?" You say, "You want fries with that."
Mhm.
I
No, no,
love the
I know.
picture, Hector. That
Oh,
looks
thanks,
awesome.
man. Yeah, yeah. If you want,
You want fries with that,
if you
not you
want one
want.
just for like,
If you wanna, you say you want to.
no, I've already sold him, so I don't need to. But if you want just a nice clean version of it, I can send you that to you too if you want it for like your desktop or
Let's see.
something.
I'll rephrase that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
Okay.
want a nice clean version of that. So I'll go ahead and resend it to you.
No, no, but the one I sent him is a PNG, so he can
Pew, pew, pew.
get a T-shirt made, and my
Yeah.
signature is flipped white so that it will show up on a black T-shirt. Because I
Yeah,
imagine you probably
don't. But this
want
is
it
the
on a
advice
black
that I'm
T-shirt
saying, man. Is you say if you
or
want, I
very
can. You say no. You
very dark
say
colors T-shirt.
you don't say if you
T-shirt or
want, I
poster? I might
can
go
send you.
poster
You
first.
say
Just
you
hang it up in my
want, and
room.
I will.
Oh, well, see, then I definitely need to send you the other one because I don't. Well, I don't know if you need a poster. I think you need a frame. So when I give you the original,
Hmm.
like I said, hopefully I get my butt down there to El Paso and just give you
Dude,
that
what you want
soon
to
enough.
do, what you want to do, Hector, is you want to go ahead and get some frames. Go ahead and art them up to match the drawing, and you'll be able to charge a little bit more because it's already framed, and the
I hate that
frame is
idea.
also arted.
I despise you for even coming up with it. Now you want me to develop a whole new set of skills that people are just going to be like, oh, they cost that much because of the frame. I don't. No, no.
Oh,
I'm
you can
not.
say, "Oh, yeah, 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 yeah." No, that's because it's good high art. You don't want the frame. That's fine. That's fine. I cannot charge you for the frame, and I can send you the piece of art as is. It's fine and good, man. But you want
Besides,
the frame.
there's some really clean frames that you
You
can get
want the
like
frame with that.
it's either like Target.com or a random site, maybe even Amazon, where you can get some really clean looking like vinyl plastic frames
Yeah.
that
Here's my
look nice and clean and sleek.
here's this art. You want a frame with that.
And I think you can get like 3 of them for $12, which is not bad.
You want a frame with that.
It might be like 2 for 10 or something. Which for frames are so bloody expensive. And
That-
I'm not gonna diminish my artwork by charging for a frame. Like the art should be so expensive that the frame is inconsequential.
No, but the frame becomes a part of the art.
No, no, no. I'm just gonna be framing stuff for free. No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Which reminds me, if you're watching this, I am taking commission, guys. If you need some artwork done, you go to my Instagram, which is also linked down below, and you can see some of my art styles because I am multi-styled. My background is comic book stuff, and comic books. If you're not that into it, it's not just superhero stuff. It's also manga and realistic illustrations, also any kind of art you can think of, really.
I'm gonna take this time to plug myself as well. I'm also
Or you can at
I'm
least
also an
wait
artist.
until I'm done.
I've been making art for a long time. I mostly use programs. I do a lot of hand drawn art, scan it in, and augment
Actually,
it.
if you need a logo, if you need a $3,000 logo for a couple $100, hit Luke up because he
Yeah,
will.
that's the thing. I don't do commissions.
Well, you should, because I can't wait to show you guys the logo. I'm trying to sell you T-shirts so that I can afford a copyright and stuff, trademark.
John Rainbow T-shirts.
So that you guys can see the logo that Luke has really, man, he's put it down hard. So amazing. I think once we get that down and everybody sees the logo and knows that you did it, I think people will probably really want a logo from you.
I'm still not going to take commissions.
Well, you should. Stop being a butt and just take commissions.
No, I'm a
Take
butt.
commissions. Come on.
Hector can take commissions, and he can.
So
make
I am,
money,
like
and
I
he's
was
gonna make
saying,
money for his
I
art.
take commissions. So if you need some artwork done, I'm not too expensive right now because I don't have a lot of work to do.
I'm not very expensive either because I don't have
When
a
I
lot
get-
of art out there. But I don't take.
When I get more work to do, I am going to be more expensive, and you're going to be like, I missed out. So hit me up right now that I don't have all that coming in and get some reasonably priced art.
So like Luke was saying, he is taking commissions now, and
Hector is definitely taking commissions.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I
Well,
mean some
I
of these
mean-
logo guys are like $3,000 and you get 2 revisions.
Yeah,
No, you can.
here's a rough draft.
That's
Here's
it.
a finished product. You're welcome.
I mean,
No,
I
well,
will,
they ask you questions to try and get it right the first time.
yeah.
Because if they don't have to do a revision, then they're not gonna.
Exactly.
Oh,
It's
hey,
a pain in the ass.
But they give you 2 chances, like to get it. Like that's it. You're done.
I found that one video you were talking about, the do nothing guy or whatever.
Yeah.
I would totally do that job. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're lonely, you could totally hire me to hang out with you and not talk to you. I'll do that all day.
The one thing I will do, as far as logos go, because I do enjoy making logos, be it for a book or be it for an album cover or whatever and what have you. If I like the project, if I like what's happening, if I like the music, or if I like the content of the book, then I'll take on the project, man. And unlike these people who are like, yeah, $3,000, you get 2 revisions. I like to work with the person through the process. I'm like, I came up with this idea for a font. What do you think? And they're like, well, I like this, I don't like this. And it's like, okay, let me rework it, and I'll keep coming back. And it's an ongoing process because not everybody has the time or the ability, one or the other. Because yeah, a lot of people out there have the ability in droves, but they just lack the time to get something like this made. And I mean, if I like what the project is, then I'm definitely going to go in. I've even done one just pro bono not too long ago. It was for this website coming up for introverts, really. Japanese word hikikomori. I think it translates something to the modern hermit. And this is a website trying to connect people who are so disconnected. And I liked the project so much that when the person approached me and asked me, and they were offering money, I said, "No, man, I'll just hook you up, bro." And so it's like, if I like your project, maybe I'm not just going to straight hook you up unless it's something that I truly believe in. But yeah, I mean, we could work something out. Like I said, I'm not taking commissions.
So you heard it here first, guys. Luke now taking commissions for logos.
Hector is taking commissions. So Hector, commission.
Yeah. So right now, because I'm a guy who does mostly everything by hand. My skills in digital art, I'm sure it'd be really easy because it is. If I had a tablet, I don't have one. I'm not interested in getting one.
Laptop,
I don't.
phone.
But you can't. It's just not worth my time without a tablet. Because
so you can sit there and scribbly on it.
Well, just the fact that you can do this,
yeah,
is a huge difference from trying to control a mouse to do that. That's gonna always do this with a mouse, always.
So I'm saying phone, right, man.
I'm not gonna
Autodesk Sketchbook.
Don't care. I'm not gonna do it. I need a big old tablet. I'm not gonna draw a line in the tablet. It's not gonna happen.
Let's say phone.
Even those even the ones that clean up your lines for you, not interested, because it's just like,
oh no,
line erase until it comes out the way you want it. I'm not gonna do it.
You actually might like this one. No,
I'm being stubborn. You're not going to convince me.
Yeah, I know. You're stubborn as all crap, dude. You're the worst for that. Yeah. Any suggestion I give you, you do the opposite. You're like a naysayer. I'm like, hey, Hector, you know what's great when you're running in the street? Is boots, man. You're like, no, barefoot.
You're only exaggerating a little. Whatever. The point is, there's no joy in it for me. So I'm just not interested.
Well, that's where I'm saying specifically Autodesk Sketchbook. It's free. There are no add-on prices, no nothing. It's just you download it. It's there. It's free. It runs on your phone. It runs on a tablet. And so you get to do the swipey thing. But the thing that I like about Autodesk as an artist is your finger becomes a paintbrush. There are multiple patterns that you can use to make your paintbrush look more paintbrush like and just single stroke. And there it
Yep,
is.
don't care.
Yeah, so it makes a whole medium, pencils, erasers, all this stuff, and it also has the photoshopping ability type stuff, man. So you can take something like a screenshot or whatever, or a photo you took, and you can add stuff to it. You can do stuff to it.
Well, look,
It's a
I
pretty
can.
good program. I recommend it. I like it.
Here's the thing. When you get a commission from me, you can get the physical artwork from me, right? Which is to me 100 times more valuable than a file on a computer.
No, for sure, for sure. That's actually a thing. To where if something is printed out or it's a file, it's not quite the same as an actual unique handmade original. I can agree with that 100%. But what I'm looking at is more like from a graphic artist point of view, where I'm going to do like an album cover or a book cover. I mean, here, let me actually, I'll show off. This is something that I did just for myself because I liked the idea. I'll see if I can find it. And I don't know if Yuli, if you still have that one where I put your beard on your head.
Oh, you know what? I found. I'm gonna look for it.
I
'Cause it was
love that
hilarious.
one. That was
It was
so.
hilarious.
Because when I took the picture of you, you're looking at me like, "What the hell are you taking a picture of me for?" I was gonna go through and finish it, man, but I couldn't reconstruct the collar well enough, man. It was just getting too difficult to get your beard out of there. So I was like, I'm gonna leave him with both.
Yeah, if you want, I can send you that updated drawing. I got the I did the I put my signature in it because I had forgotten to sign it before I sent you the picture.
Oh no, yeah, I should be able to superimpose that, man.
I got it.
So I did. I did a janky styles because I didn't know what to do, but it looks flawless. So whatever.
I don't know.
Okay. No, it's turning in. Oh, it just
Hang
it
on,
looks
hang on.
like it just looks like some neck beard
Yeah, you
because
can't really
it's
see
like
my face.
it's cropping
but...
out
Yeah,
cropping out
it's-
your hair. You'd have to turn your filter off or something, man. It just looks like you with hair.
yeah, hair on his head. Took his beard
It
and
looks
put
like you and Carlos had a baby. I don't know.
it was one of the greatest things I've ever done. I
Oh,
still
boy.
love that one, man. I was just like, I am gonna take Yuli's beard, put it on his head, shave his face. Shaving your face was way too hard. I gave up on that. Just like,
I posted it to the
You posted it
no
to
to our no
the
to our text
to our what?
to our text message.
Oh, okay. I was we're like, what? You put it on Reddit?
you can if you want to, man. I'm not stopping you.
Nah,
Yeah.
I was already banned by a community.
Oh, dude, getting banned by a community is just a ban from a community. That's gonna happen left and right because there are some snowflake mods out there, man. Getting banned from Reddit itself is just like, oh, great, dude, what the hell, you know? And then you
No,
find out that somebody's targeting you, and you're like, stuff.
it was funny too because it was like super innocent. Like it was just like it was just like this chick that
Did
had
you
like goth
did you
makeup
use
on or whatever.
did
And
you
I was like,
use
oh,
a
it looks good.
pronoun?
No, all I said was that looks good. That's all I said. And the very next thing
Yeah,
they're like,
there's a
yeah, you're banned
snowflake.
from community goth girls because of blah blah blah. I was like,
Yeah, there's a
okay, whatever.
snowflake
Oh, because
mod.
you called her that.
No, I didn't. No. My
Is that
whole
what it's saying?
post, my whole response was that looks good. That was it.
Yeah, and
Those
then
are
they
all
took
the
it
words.
as you're calling her that.
Maybe. I don't
Some
know.
snowflake mod, man.
Yeah.
Seriously.
It's a snowflake mod because it's just a phrase. That's the way people speak. Oh, that looks good.
Yeah.
Like it's not a big deal, but they took it as like, oh, this is a pronoun misuse. So
It's
Who
not
knows?
just pronouns, man. There's a serious snowflake mod out there that will just ban you for anything power tripping hard. And it's the bigger subs. The really large subs are weird, man, because the mods have like this power thing where they'll get people like guest stars that come in and want to promote something. Like say I don't know, some actors promoting a movie or something and they want to do an ask me anything or something. these mods that control the larger subs, they also control Ask Me Anything. So they get into this power thing and they're just like, well, I control everything. You are banned and you are banned and you can no longer participate. And it's like, dude, you're just being a little crybaby about everything.
That's just what Reddit is, huh?
Well, the smaller subs, like for example, the heavy metal sub, the three of us are mods. I don't see us banning anyone unless somebody like goes in and posts a picture of a wang or something. I'm gonna be like, dude, don't post wieners in here unless
like,
it's got googly eyes on it.
I feel like Discord might be the space for it, for us. I think we might have to move there and do our stuff there. I don't know. I don't really know.
Discord's fine too, man. It's just that every.
I think we might have to build a community there. But I think the people who are interested in what we're interested in are probably Discord users. I think.
I found it.
We could always spread our tendrils of influence into Discord.
Okay,
I think that's where, and we might just like have to be active.
Here's one
kind of whenever, all the time stuff.
Here's one that I did.
I don't know. We'll think about it. I'm not in a super rush.
Here's one that I did just because, and I was trying. Oh, great, thanks.
Stupid. I have been upping my efforts though, because we're getting towards the end of the season, and I want to have a bigger push than we did for this when we start doing the next thing that we're doing.
Stupid technology.
Should be fun. Pretty excited about that. So how long did it take you guys to find out that you were in the Weird Science movie?
I never did.
You never did?
I don't even know what I'm looking at. Like a Picasso. Yeah. What is that one?
It's
style?
Like that Scream guy. What's his name?
Yeah.
Starry Night style kind of thing. It's kind of
like. I mean, I could post it or something. It was down at the bottom. It says "Worship of the Sun." The little logo on the upper side says "Crown." Looks like it's kind of on fire, and that's actually a picture of and it's a picture of Jupiter. It's a picture of Jupiter that I took and augmented the crap out of using the digital art stuffs, man. So like album cover stuff. If I dig your project or whatever.
She burned me with science. Bow, bow, bow.
Yeah, no, I figured it out. I figured it out as soon as you said that they had a pentagram and a computer. I was like, weird science.
The computer threw me for a loop. I'm like, what does computering have to do with demons? I didn't catch it.
They use the computer to summon a demon. That's what.
Okay.
I like when they did the missile. I was waiting for a missile to pop out or things to start flying out of the chimney. And then when the biker gang, where it's like when we went to the payphone, and you're like, "There's a biker on the payphone." I was like, "Does he look like Rob Halford, only much taller and gaunt?"
No, the leader of the gang was. He just looked like he was out of Mad Max.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but the really tall, bald dude, man, that looked like Rob Halford.
Yeah,
he was like,
that actor's pretty famous.
He's like, "Oh, we're sorry. We didn't mean to make a mess."
No, you guys didn't get to the biker scene because that's who she was summoning.
Yeah.
So obviously there was differences between the movie and the episode, but
I was just like, it's just gonna resolve itself. We don't need to be here. And Sean had just woken up from being knocked out and told all the hunters are being called in. So it's, well, we're not needed here.
Yeah. No, it's great because now it turns into a whole different thing. And if you look at my notes, it says the characters win if they run away.
Yeah. So is this one a to be continued episode or
nope.
is it? Oh, okay, good. Because I don't want.
It is and it isn't. But
we're not going to follow up next week.
Yeah. Yes and no. Maybe. It's actually totally up in the air.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you when you get there, but it's this will affect the campaign. This may or may not affect the next episode.
Hector, how many sessions do I have till?
Oh darn! I think you're up.
At least close.
I think you might be up.
There we go.
How
There
many
you go.
episodes was it supposed to be? There you go.
That's where I see. There's you.
Seriously,
with
your
his
beard looks
beard
like
on his
Carlos'
head.
hair upside down.
I love the look on your
Oh,
face. Why are you
man.
taking a picture of me? What do you want?
Man, look at that hairline. He's just.
It's the same as his
You
beard
didn't know me and
line.
Carlos were secretly related?
Uh-huh.
It's the same as his beard line.
Yeah. That's wild, though.
It looked so good that I initially didn't figure out it was my beard. I was like, how did you put hair on my head?
I'm not just the
You got the
president. I'm
same-
also a client.
It's got the same gray hairs and everything, man.
No, it totally got me at first. I was like, oh man, how do they do this?
No, so I think it was. I'm not sure, but I think it was episode 8.
I think I rolled for like 8, because you had me roll, and I think it was like 8. I had to wait like 8 sessions for it or something like that.
Yeah, so we're on episode what? We just did 14.
42.
I think we're up. I think you might be the owner of a hollow crossbow now. I'm not sure.
Oh, that's right. Because that should be coming in the mail. I mean, to what address did you address your package to arrive?
It's probably
Did
it'll probably
you
show
PO
up.
Gotta go back home.
It'll probably show up, at our PO office.
Yeah,
at
like,
the-
did you PO
Yeah,
box
go
it
back
to
home.
Malibu or something?
No, it's just coming from like Russia or something, so it takes forever.
I know, but it's like you
Well,
got
seeing as the last auto crossbow made was in China at like somewhere around 600 BC, then you're kind of
It's in a
waiting on-
shipping. It's in a shipping container. Hope that the shipping container did not fall off the ship.
No. Weapons guaranteed, but the wait is long.
Mhm.
We're sorry your package didn't make it to you. It was caught in customs. We're sorry your package didn't make it to you. It fell off the ship.
Stop trying to make it
Well,
worse.
it only cost you $100,000. So
Yeah. It's gonna be great. I'm
Yeah.
gonna like Judge Dredd it out, like silver arrow, iron arrow. You know? So I'll just keep shooting till the right arrow hits my target, and there you go.
With holy gasoline.
Dangle a bottle of holy water in the front of it, so when I fire my first shot, it's
Holy
dipped in holy
gasoline. Holy gasoline.
water. Like glass
Flaming
cylinders full of holy
holy-
water. And you use, like,
honestly, I don't know if it'll work. I think maybe it has to be. Maybe I feel like somebody should have tried it in the universe. I think it has to be water. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Dude. I don't
They
know,
never
dude.
used
See,
any other medium, so
There's a lot of magic rules.
If
For
anybody had if anybody had like blessed some whiskey at some point and it worked,
I have.
then I'd say yes.
No, I haven't. It totally worked. It got me totally drunk. I
Yeah.
am an ordained minister with the Universal Church of Light.
Mhm.
I
And you
have blessed many things.
and you poured it on an actual demon.
Yes, myself.
All right. Well, it doesn't. I was talking about the supernatural universe anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I was like, there's a lot of magic rules
But
to
if
God and
anyone,
stuff like
if-
symbols are magic and words
there
are
was-
magic.
if there was any precedent for it whatsoever in the show, then I'd probably just allow it.
even when it
I don't
was
think
whiskey,
there is.
it was holy water poured in whiskey. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't blessed whiskey. It was just whiskey with holy water in it.
Mm-hmm.
I know
I
that
still
was
like
one
the
of the
idea.
episodes.
Holy gas.
Yeah. So,
But it
like, I
was-
feel like
yeah.
it really has to be water, because
Hmm.
otherwise, it could just bless the whiskey, you know?
Hmm. Bless the
I
gasoline
mean,
and blow holy fire.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and say that
Actually-
it doesn't work right now.
Yeah.
I think it was an old buddy of mine back in the day. It was J-Dog. And my brother and I had rented this house, and on top of the cabinets, we found holy water. just to make sure, as an ordained minister, I blessed the water, and then I blessed J Dog's wang, and he was like, "My wang is now an instrument of God."
I thought you were gonna say something. I blessed the water and then I splashed him with it.
Well, I did. I mean, I magicked it.
Magic did it.
Yeah,
Magic
but
words and magic water and magic
no, it's
shapes.
just that supernatural universe.
Cling, ling, ling,
Magic's
ling,
real,
ling,
so
ling. Cling, 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 cling.
Also, yeah, the supernatural universe, as far as I can tell, I still haven't watched an episode. I've caught a few little pieces a long time ago, and there were magic symbols with magic words and magic shapes and, magic sounds and all sorts of magic.
yeah. They did visit our universe once, and they were like,
Then
"Oh, you
magic
mean
stopped working.
You mean that universe where there was no magic?" Yeah.
Nice.
Uh,
Nice.
uh,
I like that.
Was that the
It's like, use
episode where
holy water. It has no effect.
Was that the episode where they were like, they were doing like fourth dimension out of the box? They went to a universe where they played Sam and Dean in like the TV show. Yeah.
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 Apparently, that's a trope.
Yeah, well, I mean, 15 seasons, man, you're going to start doing some funky stuff, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, I liked when Stargate did it too, when they made the show of Stargate in Stargate, and they were all advisors.
I just caught that on like
The
regular
show.
TV at work.
It's so fantastic, man. Teal'c the robot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Indeed.
he didn't. I think he quotes Isaac Asimov in that one, doesn't he?
Probably, man. I mean, Asimov's prolific as far as it goes.
Oh, he's like the granddaddy of sci-fi. Yeah.
Oh, dude, that brings me to just talking about sci-fi and Asimov specifically. It's like I had read iRobot. And I was like, it had the picture of Will Smith on the cover, and I was like a little reluctant because I was like, did they do something in this book? But they were just advertising. And then I was like, okay, now that I've read the book, I want to see how poorly the movie did. The movie was spectacular. It was perfect. It could not have been any better. It is as far as any movie that has been made from a book. iRobot is absolutely the best.
Really? The Will Smith movie?
Yes.
Oh,
dude. I don't want to say anything about it because I don't want to spoil it, but I will say first.
I've seen the movie.
Yeah, first read the book. Or if you've already seen the movie, man, read the book. Then watch the movie and you'll be like, oh, you guys did it right.
Well, I'm down to read Asimov. I mean,
yeah, man, Asimov's really fantastic. And another thing for anybody out there who is an aspiring writer, Asimov, he wrote articles a lot, and he wrote his short stories, and he wrote 3 separate short stories that became iRobot. He tied them together using a reporter as recounting the stories that had happened. And it's like, so I went to this one place and this is how the robots went nuts, and this place and then this place. So it's like, if you're out there and you're writing little short stories, if you can tie them together somehow, you can come out with a novel, man. I mean, it's as simple as that.
That's what I'm trying to do, if I can ever focus on that.
It's like, I also have some crap that I'm writing, man, and it's probably literal crap. But, it's like, I don't always have the time, I'm working on a lot of different projects.
Yeah,
we do this, Yeah, we do this. I work on the character sheet plenty. We do things, man. We're not always free time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Excuse me. Good grief. I'm just dry today. There was something I was gonna say.
That's all right. You're dry, Hector. You're dry.
I am. I'm all out of whiskey and stuff. I got some drinks, but I didn't put them in the fridge. So,
Fail.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like I keep telling myself I want to drink and I don't. Whatever. Yo, what's up, Len Ruffney? Join us in our conversation. We're talking about sci-fi and writing and role playing as a tool to help you become a better person.
We're also talking about Hector's art. We're also talking about the fact that I do not take commissions for my art,
He
but
takes
Hector
if you need a
does.
logo
But Hector does take commissions for his art.
and you got $300 to spare. Luke will totally.
I gotta
Get
like
you.
the project, man. I gotta like the project.
Don't worry, he likes all projects.
I do not. I absolutely do not. I do
Yeah,
not
he
take
loves
commissions.
everything. He loves
Hector loves everything. He will draw you John Rainbow.
For enough money. We're going to charge extra. Though. We got called handsome.
Hanson.
Handsome.
Somebody called us handsome?
Yeah, it's just Adam. But
Oh, okay. I was like, I disagree entirely. Oh, it's Adam. Okay, yeah, Adam's pretty cute too.
Oh man. No, so now that we got our weird science episode out of the way, I have to find another 80s movie to turn it into next week. I guess we're gonna
The
do
Wraith, man. The Wraith.
No, it's got to be one that you don't identify right away, because otherwise you just
Christine.
poo all over it.
We kind
It's
of
too close to Knight Rider.
Dude, I know, man. I know. I just couldn't help it, man. It was just.
But you started metagaming right away.
No.
Oh,
with Knight Rider, I didn't metagame hard.
Probably because you didn't realize it was Knight Rider.
No, it was the Lost Boys one, and it was just part of me just had to. You know, I knew I shouldn't. I dislike metagaming when I'm a GM, and it's hard to control your players when they start metagaming. And all in all, when I look back on it, I can say I did a good thing, because it's a fine example for you to go through the episode and pick it apart and say, this is a shitty role player right here who is metagaming. And this is the type of role player you don't want in your campaign. And all the things that are happening right here are horrible.
Oh, yeah.
It gives you something to talk about, man. It gives you something to.
Yeah, go back to episode 8. The boys you can't
you can take all of your episodes, man, and you could break them down. You know, you could pause them and say, this right here is happening because of this. This right here I was unprepared for. I had to do this for this. And this whole episode, I'm just going to let you watch this jerk ruin everything.
Len Reffley says I can't help metagaming. It's a habit. I'm glad the stream's looking good, man. I couldn't figure anything else to do about you said it was laggy last time, so thanks for checking in. But so normally one of the biggest things that I do to stop metagaming is I run an original campaign where you don't, like, all the metagaming that you will do is metagaming that I want you to do. Like, assume if there's phones, assume they work. Assume they work like phones. Assume there's technology parallel to phones if there are phones. Assume that some evolution of technology has arrived to the point to where there are phones. Assume
that's logic. That's not metagame.
It is metagaming because you haven't been told explicitly. You don't know if you get a phone and yours is the only phone that works.
All right.
Because of magic or apocalypse happened or whatever. Maybe you're not supposed to be assuming that stuff, but you should to shortcut your way into the campaign and not.
True enough, but
if there are chairs, assume chairs work. Assume you can.
But you wind up with players who will be like, I'll see somebody do something. I'm sitting there at the table. My character is not in the same room, and I'm like thinking to myself, they need to look underneath this, or they need to watch out behind them. And I'm like wanting to say it, but I'm just like, oh, dude, I can't say it because I'm not in the room. I'm thinking, look out behind you, check the closet. And the actor's like, and out of the closet, you're attacked from behind. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I was there. And I wanted so bad to just say this thing, but I'm like, I can't say it. I can't say it. I'm not there. Or my character's knocked out. And Yuli grabs a can of gasoline, and I'm like, oh,
Why wouldn't
I'm unconscious. I can't say don't grab,
my-
don't set the house on fire. Don't set the house on. Well, he didn't set
Well,
the
you
house
said
on
you
fire.
threw you said you threw salt at her, but I was just like, yeah, I don't give like I don't care. I'm just gonna ignore you because it's ridiculous.
I was testing the waters because I didn't know what she was.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
for sure, man. It was a worthy shot, dude. I mean, it was.
Yeah, but I just ignored you because I mean, like we're moving, we're moving at a quick pace, and I just I hope that you caught it that it didn't work.
Well,
That's
yeah.
why I ignored you.
When she didn't go, I caught as in she doesn't care about salt.
And I didn't say don't burn down the house, and I didn't say grab the holy water.
I thought you were going to burn down the house.
Yeah, so did I. So did I.
No.
So did I.
With 200 kids in it.
No, I was
Mass murderer, arsonist,
gonna
Yuli.
be very careful with my
200
actions.
kills.
It's
I
gonna
was
be
already prepared
epic,
for the
man.
house to catch it for me to put it out.
It was going to be epic, man, and I was like, and that's why the FBI is going to be chasing us. For the
Yeah,
rest
if
of
you
the
had done
game.
that, the whole campaign would have taken a big left turn. Oh man!
There was a small part of me that was like, just burn the house down, screw zombie lady. But there was a bunch of people in the house. So.
Nobody could have covered that up, man. You would have. Yeah, that would have been national news.
It would have been fantastic.
Yeah.
No, but I had no. I didn't walk in there like I'm gonna burn this.
Well,
house
that's why
down.
I just kept my mouth shut. I just kept my mouth shut because, as GM, I also don't metagame. So when you use the destiny point to say I'm gonna get some gasoline in my mouth, I'm just like, brilliant, awesome. Not something I thought of. That sounds great. And that way I intentionally don't stop you from doing cool stuff. Like that's not what I'm trying to do. And when we get to the point where we're both assuming stuff, like I expect you to assume stuff, and you probably have some sort of expectations from me as a GM. I certainly do. Well, I think players mostly are lack on the careful side of expectations, where they start asking questions. Can I do this? Can I do this? Is this possible? Which is good, which is fine. But I think we've been playing together long enough that you're like, okay, no, I do have these expectations, and I expect to be able to get away with this stuff. And
yeah, no, I ask you those questions all the time. I'm like, so my Spectra Weave net, it's unbreakable, right?
That's what I said.
So I shoot it at the helicopter's blades.
That's what I said.
And that's how you one-shot bosses.
I said it was unbreakable, and then I had to stay true to my own. Yeah. But I mean, that's fine. You guys, like today, I didn't know. I had no idea how the episode was going to go because you totally biffed the investigation. There was still enough information to get you to the party. You were going to end up at the party no matter what, because you probably would have gone back to the house at some point and found the party no matter what. But the whole point of you figuring out that it was a demon that you had to fight beforehand, you just biffed it hard, and now your punishment is, fight X amount of demons. We will see how many.
My
Can you roll to
expectations.
see if we find the demon blade? Just haphazardly in a drawer somewhere.
Yeah, good luck with that.
My expectation on that, when we were unable to figure out where we're going, and we started hearing about the party, I was thinking along the lines of we were probably going to wind up back in the house investigating when people started to show up.
We're rifling through stuff and a bunch of kids just walking.
I was like,
oh, hey.
oh, it's exactly what it looks like.
Hector, I want to ask you something, but I don't think you're allowed to answer me, but I'm going to ask you anyways.
Well, you can feel free to ask, though, I guess.
Microphone, Yuli.
Does the mark... no, I don't want to... No, never mind. I'm just saying, if the mark of Cain exists, I'll take it.
Well, the Mark of Cain exists, but I doubt that you'll be able to get it because one, it should be at this point hidden. It hidden for a long time, and nobody has any knowledge of it. Technically, you could get it, but if you did get it, I mean you'd die.
Hmm.
Um,
Why would I die?
not necessarily because it has to go back to its owner at some point for the supernatural storyline to make sense.
Hmm. I thought it was like if I just keep murdering it, I'll be fine. As long as I feed it blood of the innocent.
No. The mark of Cain already. The plot is already done, so it has to go back to its owner at some point, which means that you'd have to die.
Hmm.
And because Dean already survived it, you wouldn't be able to survive it the same way, at least.
Well, because I mean,
So that
Dean's
would
like
be
a
really
2,000
highly
point
improbable.
character, so.
Oh, not really.
Take those 2,000, give him like 30 luck points. Yeah.
No, he's pretty much on the same track you guys are at. If we did 15 seasons, then you'd be at where Dean's at, right? But you're pretty much Dean season 1.
That's actually an interesting thing you say there, Hector, as far as gauging what a fictional character from, say, television, comic books, or whatever goes as far as how many points that character would be. Like, for example, I'm going to ask you, how many points does MacGyver have?
So MacGyver is probably about 430 points.
All right. Spread across because he's a jack of all trades.
Mm-hmm.
How many points does Batman have?
Batman has about 580 points.
I was gonna say 600 easy.
Mm-hmm.
How many
Well,
points?
it also depends which Batman, right?
But you would have to have 600 because you would have to have a 10 across the board.
No,
how
but
many points?
Batman Year One or Batman, you know what I mean?
How many points does Vegeta have?
Vegeta
really high,
over 9,000.
Yes, over 9,000. I hate that you did that. I hate you so much.
Dude, to scale Dragon Ball, you would need like 10 rations.
Go eat a chicken. A male chicken. I can't say.
Okay, but seriously, then how many points would Goku have?
No, seriously, like the
scale.
So they both have, dude. They both have pools of ki. The pools of ki are super big. They're probably like 300 points just for the ki pool alone, and then their ability to manipulate the ki, and plus the augmentations. Those abilities are super expensive. You're looking at like 200 point abilities, and every single one that they have. So like.
Dude,
a base Kamehameha is like 150
over 9,000. If it's over 9,000
for a little tiny one, so yeah, it might be because then you start adding in their flight and just doing their flight because they're supersonic. They're already like 300 points of flight, and this is like early stuff, right? Like
like super early stuff. So they're freaking fighter jets that could turn on a dime. So maneuverability super crazy high, all that.
So.
They're definitely over 9,000 point characters.
Yeah, Goku, how many points? Len Refney, so it depends when, right? If we're talking about Goku from Dragon Ball, OG Dragon Ball,
GTX, GT.
I would say that at the end of Dragon Ball, Goku probably has around 550 points.
Dude, I would give Goku as a kid like a 25 power.
No. So the thing is, he's manipulating his ki, and so he's doing a thing where he gets to, well, he is super strong, but he gets to, kind of have a multi tool, a big box of tools that he can dip into, and because he can only use one at a time, basically. He gets to save a lot of points on the way to do it. That's the way the system works. So, you're thinking like overall, yeah, it sounds like a lot of points, but really, once you have like a super big broken ability that smashes through everything like a Kamehameha, then the rest of your stuff doesn't need to cost as much because it's not as good as your main ability that you can spam all day. So yeah, Kid Goku about 550 points. Most
All right.
about
Let's
half of it
see.
in key. Plus,
How about-
he does have some say in attributes, which,
How about Neo?
for example, the even turning into a giant monkey, that's if we break it down, it's probably only around 100 points.
And
So
Because
body
he doesn't
transformation?
yeah, because he doesn't have control of it. There needs to be a full moon, and he like never sees it because he just go to sleep and miss it, and
Well-
doesn't know about it, and blah blah blah. Then he can have 1,000-point transformation for 100 points. You know.
how about
Ne-
Neo and Agent Smith?
Well, Neo in the Matrix. Okay, out of the Matrix, Neo is like
he's a regular guy. He's going to be like 100.
he's like 20 points.
But when
Just
he's in
the
the
NPC by this much.
yeah, but when he's
Uh-huh.
in the Matrix, and
But
then
Neo
Agent Smith-
Neo in the Matrix is actually still just 20 points because his abilities only work in the Matrix, so you could give him mass discount.
and what
So
about
those
Agent,
20 points,
all right,
those 20 points that he has,
Yeah,
they're actually representative of like 10% of his points that he gets in the Matrix. So,
So he's
and
at
all his
200.
Matrix points, yeah, but all those points are in like use Matrix, and he has doubled up on those skills and
abuse Matrix.
uh-huh.
And what about
so
Agent
So
Smith?
he's about 55 points because he has 10 ranks in Matrix.
Agent Smith doesn't necessarily need points the way that the game works. You can just make his character and say that it is, and let the points fall where they may.
Yeah, but if you were
Because
making that
he's a
character
villain,
as
but
a player
also-
character,
Also, the thing is, he is going to act on a program, and he's not going to deviate from it. He may be adaptable, but he's not going to change his programming, right? He won't change his core output. So the thing is, he can't by nature be a PC because his responses are automated, and it's
All right.
not a
Let's
not a
see.
playable character.
How about
How about One Punch Man, Saitama?
there you go.
Holy smokes!
That's a scale
That
breaker, right?
is- yeah, just like just exactly the way it is in the manga or the anime, literally off the charts. So if I had to do a Saitama, which is basically Superman
Basically,
minus a few flowers, then the only way to balance it is to avoid the regular scale. His interactions with any regular scale characters are nullifiable,
Mhm.
except for social interactions. But even it would not for Superman because he does have a super brain. But for Saitama, it was just like I'm just your ordinary hobby hero.
Yeah, just a regular dude that just happens to have super strength and super speed.
Then you put all of his attributes on a super scale, and you ignore regular interactions with everything else, so that you can use the regular interactions and just ignore them when they come to regular stuff, and only other super actions can.
Now-
You need to interact with them.
Now I have
See.
two more.
How many points for Trump?
Negative.
Trump,
Negative.
what are you talking about? He's totally like at least a 200-point character.
All right.
Got a lot of ranks in negotiation, learning business.
How many points? How many points for
Speech.
Dark Side?
Again, he's like way off the chart. Let's see. Liz wants to know how many points for Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse is actually more powerful than Saitama.
Over 9,000 again.
He has the power of cartoon.
Yeah, unfortunately, when it comes to cartoons, there's almost no cartoon that hasn't broken the fourth wall. Or if you take Mickey Mouse like in Fantasia, like it's apocalyptic power, right?
Yeah,
He could do anything he wanted. Or if Mickey Mouse at any point like turn the page, which I'm pretty sure there's an animation of him turning the page. Wait a minute, he can control his own destiny. That's immense. That's when you get into like 5,000 point abilities just for that, and then the fact that he can continue on and build on that even more. It's not one of those things that's worth quantifying. It's like the only way to reasonably have a cartoon character, because all cartoon characters end up doing this, is basically
Breaking
I'm Mickey
physics.
Mouse.
All right.
I'm the GM. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
is the closest level of power for cartoons. Cartoons are way too.
Oh, what
right,
about what
and
about the mask?
ma-
Cartoon slash.
That's
No,
a good one.
mask is quantifiable, because his powers, even though they seem like they could do anything, they are always on a limited scale.
Mhm.
So we can take his best showings and see that his ability to manipulate reality is limited, and it's for sure limited by sight.
Mhm.
Two, for sure limited by imagination. Uh, and three, even though it does affect reality and therefore always wins, there are limitations to it. He can be emotionally overcome.
Mhm.
His will can be broken, and he can be separated from the mask. So you're only looking at about like 800, 900 point character there,
I was gonna
because
say like 2,000.
he has a lot of limitations built in. And the thing is, the mask is more like a power amplifier, so it doesn't necessarily work very well on a base
But the
human.
amplification must be like super crazy, right? Because he could tell you to do something and just force you to do it. You know? Like, hey,
You could just
why'd you wear your prom dress to the police station? And then you look down and you're just in a prom dress. Like, what?
pretty much, but it's not. His powers aren't as good as a wish, right?
And it's usually temporary. Nothing's permanent.
Like I said,
to him, right?
it's usually limited by the user. So I mean, if you found the mask, then it'd be 0 points. But if you built the mask to begin with, then you'd be around 8,000, 9,000, or something like that.
all right. How about this one?
Because
How
I mean,
many
look,
point- how many
Goku could
points?
take out the mask easy.
How many
Well, yeah,
points for
Goku
a
would just punch
Hector?
him.
How many points
Yeah,
for a
he's just way
Hector?
too fast.
How many points for a Hector character?
I don't know. I got a reasonable amount of experience, and I've done a bunch of different things. So
You'd have to give yourself
20?
extra points for all your learneds.
20. Yeah, I got a fair deal of learneds, and I have some expertise in different areas. So
That's
I
where
might
I'm
be
looking
pushing
at, like,
200 points. So
that's where I'm looking at, like, for example, MacGyver. You know, it's like I've spent a lot of time picking locks. I'm one of those backyard engineer types, man. I invent stuff. I know a bit of chemistry. I know a bit of physics. I don't have that many age points as far as the game goes, man. I mean, it's still a decent amount that I could put into these things. Uh, I've never really been good at any of my jobs, so you know, I'd have to put like only one or two ranks in jobs because you know when you get fired as much as I do. But you know, when you look at the average person, uh, you're looking unless somebody like for example Dimebag Daryl, man, that dude. Uh, I got to look into it because I'm almost certain he basically dropped out of high school and just played guitar and did nothing but play guitar for his whole life. I mean, he may have gotten his high school diploma, but it's like one of those, yeah, I got the grades because I just did the things in class and just turned everything in, and like you barely passed. And it's like screw college, screw everything. All I'm going to do is so he put all of his points into guitar, and that's something that's more quantifiable as far as a small point character. But when you take somebody who's more like MacGyver, who's very broad at everything and somehow is able to do just about anything, you're looking at a pretty high point character. I mean, most average people are going to be high point characters. I would argue the
well,
very
look at
talented people are going to
look,
be small point characters because they focus on only one thing. Uh,
it look at it this way. Look, Sean and Dan are pretty realistic characters. They could probably beat up MacGyver. But
Well, yeah, they got
As
a
far-
lot
but-
In
more.
a fist to fist, yes, but if he's trapped behind a door and we can't get to him for 5 minutes, he might win. Because he might build
Yeah, so-
something to win.
So what I'm saying, you guys aren't at his level yet because, I would say he is a higher point cost character than your characters.
He has 10 ranks in
Um,
make, dude.
no,
10 ranks in make,
And
10
10
ranks
ranks
in
in
solve.
design.
10
No,
ranks
actually-
in design, 10 ranks in solve puzzle.
he has 6 ranks in make, but he has 6 ranks in several different makes, and a lot of them synergize. So
It's got lock pick, solve puzzle, control
Bunch of ranks
vehicle.
in escape.
Yeah, escape. Dude, he could drive a helicopter,
yeah,
fly
so
a jet.
the point I was trying to
it's
get
just
to is Sean and Dan Remington are not MacGyver enough. They're getting there.
Oh
right?
yeah, well
They're-
we can't fly jets or helicopters, man. We spent those
Yet.
points in
Yet.
But
fighting.
you're
We'll
but you're
be
getting
able to
there.
beat up MacGyver because MacGyver's like, oh yeah, well, you might have beaten me up real bad, but I can fly a jet and I can turn a jet into a helicopter. And it's like,
But also, I'm gonna
shut up, nerd.
I'm gonna make a band-aid out of horsehair and bubble gum, and heal myself.
Shut up,
And then I'm gonna make armor out of the cushions on the
Shut up, nerd.
seat, and then I'm gonna make a weapon out of stuff I found in the bathroom.
Okay,
Come
this
back like
nerd's
an
got
invincible.
skills.
Yeah,
He's attacking us with straw
He's
from
in
a
a
hay
full suit of
bale.
foam armor with some sort of chemical launcher he made in the restroom.
so that when you punch them, it blows out, and you knock yourselves out. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Bleach
MacGyver could
right in the
totally.
eyes.
MacGyver could handle you guys. He could, but
Yeah, he's got some serious points, man. I mean, and a lot of synergies that go from the skills to skills. You know, it's like he can fight, of course. He's got the acrobatics and all that stuff, man. But a lot of it's like the solve puzzle combined with the make skill, combined with the design skill.
several overlapping make skills.
Yeah, it's, yeah. It
bunch of
starts
history
to look,
skills.
It starts to look like a higher and higher point character. So I've tried to sit down
No,
and
you can maximize it if you synergize very well.
yeah, no, but I've tried to sit down
Let's
and
try to guess on the
consider
low end because
by the
the
rules.
bonuses start stacking up really quick.
No, I've tried to sit down and by the rules, make a Yuli character, a Hector character, and a Luke character, and it's like I always run out of points, man.
I don't have synergies, that's why. I have like 1 or 2 ranks in wrestle, but I would get synergy from bouncing, but I only have 2 ranks in there. So, you know, if I had that one more rank, I would get the extra bonus.
Yeah, the more average a person is, the more things they tend to have done in life. If you specialize, if all you do is singer, if all you do is guitarist, if all you do is football player, you're very specialized. So you wind up with less points. But if you wind up getting into just about every possible thing you can think of, you wind up with a really high point character to where it's like, dude, if I've only got 300 points to spend and I'm like, I can pick locks, I can repair computers, I can repair cars, and the list keeps going on and on and on to where I'm just like, I'm running out of points, man.
Yeah, but the thing is,
But
it's,
our negative traits make up for it.
that limit is supposed to be in there to keep you realistic. Because
I do have a negative attack and a negative defend.
if you just got to do anything you wanted, I mean, like that you know, it would just defeat the purpose of the game. Like, where's the fun in not struggling? So
That's a very good point. Because when you limit a character by points, you're allowing them to do not so much min-maxing unless the player wants to do so, but even in making the character, you're going to struggle in some areas, which is going to make the wins more valuable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you've got somebody that can just do everything, like Dark Side,
it's just the worst. It's just the worst.
Yeah,
Mary
it
Sue
takes all
or
the fun.
Gary Sue. I don't know what they call them for males, but whatever. Like when you have a character like that, it's the most disinteresting, most boring thing you can possibly do. So the point is, like two of the main like obviously overcoming something is it's fantastic, right? Like super great. Definitely one of the reasons to, even if you're reading a book or watching a movie, when the character overcomes something, super gratifying, right? When you get to do it for your own character, also super gratifying. But I think this game does it pretty well when you're as because character growth is a hard thing to do. I think this game does it good for you when you were making those rolls and you were failing, and you put some points into it and your character has grown a little bit, and now you're starting to succeed at those rolls. I
Mhm.
think
That's,
it
you know,
really it helps parallel the growth that your character should be having, right?
yeah, that's something actually with this specific campaign that I've been finding a difficulty with, man. Because it's like I want to put some points in lockpick. I want to put more points in investigate, attack, dodge, parry, animal handling. But we're only playing for 2 hours at a time, man. So we're only getting like 3 points. And it's like normally we would play for 8 hours at a time. So it's like we would get 8 points, 9 points, 10 points sometimes, even every session. And it's like, I can do these things. I can build this character to make the character more versatile and be able to survive the campaign more readily. When I'm looking at this, I'm like, yeah, man, I gotta spend points in animal handling, and I'm noticing that my attacks are failing more and more frequently. My dodges and parries are failing more and more frequently. It's just I don't have the points to spend in these things because it's a limited campaign.
I refuse to put points in
Yeah.
wrestling.
Uh,
I did
that's
not
another one
make
that I
a
should put some
Do
wrestling.
points
so
in.
at your own peril. Do so at your own peril.
I refuse.
Yeah, no, I've got to
It's
put a
cool.
lot
Like
more on wrestling too.
so there was a movie with Bruce Willis in it, where they took away his guns and then they beat his butt because he didn't have his guns on him, and it was
They
a remake of a movie. Well,
they
what'd you say it
bruised
was?
his Willis.
It was a remake of Fistful of Dollars, I think, because it did the same thing to Clint Eastwood. Um, and it was actually a remake, like a modern time remake. Um, I feel like you might be trying to make that character, but it's not a bad idea to hyper focus on one little thing and get
So
really good at it.
pure attack and pure
Um,
defense.
And some
Animal
next
investigation.
handling.
one, start plating more often. Did you mean playing, brother?
Oh, that would be good, but I mean, we could make longer sessions, but they're supposed to be digestible for YouTube. We could play
Yeah.
more often, but Hector's working on the book.
So so
I'm working on the character sheet, and Yuli has an actual 9 to 5. He fixes airplanes with his penis.
so Infernal. This was episode we did episode 14 of Preternatural today. It's going to go to 21, and then afterwards we're going to change the format, and we might come back to Preternatural. I kind of feel like we might.
I've
There's a
been
good
liking it.
chance of that. Yeah. I think it's been
Maybe
getting
maybe season 2
really
we do
interesting.
4-hour episodes.
No, maybe we do 2 episodes.
Hmm. Like play as
And
much as we can and then just continue on the next time, like that.
we do 2 episodes, and we could maybe do 2 episodes. We'll just stop one episode, and then just jump right into the next one.
I'd be down to do one. The sure we
We'll,
stream
we'll
on
take
Twitch.
we won't cut off. We If we did that, we wouldn't cut off the stream, and you guys could do your in between stuff, and then we'll create a banner for like intermission, an intermission sign or
Hmm.
something, and then we just after 30 minutes we go into the next episode.
Well, I still want to run a campaign. I've been redesigning a campaign. Um, so I'm not going to give any spoilers, man. But I don't
That's what you should
know.
do. You know what? We could totally be playing your Trunibio campaign right now if you said, "I'm running the next campaign. I'm not telling you what it is."
Yeah, because you guys are shitheads. I don't want to play that. I don't
Well,
want to play
treat us
that.
like shitheads then.
No,
Yeah, we
I don't
didn't
want
want.
to play that. I don't want to
But I
play that.
seriously
No,
did it.
I don't want to play that.
The last thing I want to do is play myself or any variant thereof.
Okay.
That's it. Like that was the big turnoff for me. Don't want to play myself. I want to make a character that is not me whatsoever. I mean,
Noted.
it
Hector,
might
any
might
campaign
be
I
might
do,
be a
Hector
guy,
will
might
be
be
playing
human, but I
himself.
think and might be able to talk and other stuff that's common between humans if it's humans. But other than that, I don't really want to have anything in common.
Note
with the
to
character.
self: any campaign I make, Hector will be playing himself.
See? See? That's why.
Oh, something exploded.
Is that what that was?
That means the universe says it's a good idea.
It was a sign from Dog.
The
You
bounty
said it was a
hunter?
good idea.
Oh, I'm dyslexic. Just kidding. I don't know.
Well, no, I do have a very complex campaign. It would be one where we would have to be playing like once a week for 8 hours. And
there
it's
is
gonna
one-
last
Um,
probably a year.
Inferno, if you're watching, there is one that I want to do if you can get away for 6, 7, maybe 8 hours. There's a one shot I want to do.
Well, I mean, is the season finale gonna be a Preternatural the movie where we go for like 6 hours?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, but if we're
Nope,
gonna play an
nope.
8-hour campaign, man, I straight get bathroom breaks, dude. Like seriously. I mean, I
Yeah,
need
sure,
one
you can
right.
take- no,
I
no,
need
no,
one
you-
right now too.
Go ahead.
I'm
Go ahead.
thinking
We
of-
can take
I'm thinking of peeing out my window.
do it.
I'm not gonna pee out the window on the stream.
I don't care.
I'm gonna stream out the window while we're streaming.
Just stream out the window. You're already streaming out the window. Might as well. No, so there's one that I've wanted to do for like seriously 15 years, and it would take about 8 hours. And yes, there would be bathroom breaks, and yes, you could eat on stream, and yes, whatever the case it might be.
Another one
But-
shot?
Yeah. Yeah, I actually really enjoyed the last one, and we did that
So
one
did I.
shot after an episode of Preternatural.
Yeah.
So we
That was
actually,
a long
I
day,
mean,
man.
Yeah,
it
my
was a
back
long
was
day.
killing me, man, because I
And it
didn't
was
have a
awesome.
seat behind me.
It was awesome.
I enjoyed playing that character.
And I did,
Mhm.
and I did go through that campaign pretty fast because it's a one shot, and one shots have to be fast. But I think the next one that I'm going to do, I'm going to slow the pacing down a lot, but it's going to be a lot shorter also, so that we could really, really sit there and fucking just focus on it.
Maybe we're looking for a ring.
Huh?
Maybe we're looking for a ring.
For a ring?
He's saying Lord of the Rings.
No. No.
We're
But I'll let you know.
looking for a lady.
So look forward to that. Those two things, guys. I think definitely in seven episodes when season 1 ends. We're gonna do a shorter season.
Guys, I'm gonna go pee.
Do it. We're gonna do a mini campaign, and we might do a one shot in there as well before we get back into Preternatural, and maybe because after we do AVP, we're definitely gonna want to do some Predator stuff, but we might hold off on that until we do that one shot. That's what I'm thinking.
Man, if we could get the video game to work, how awesome would that be? Role
Yeah,
play,
we need-
and then live stream some video game action right after. That
Yes,
sounds
dude.
epic.
Yes.
Even though it'll
hopefully
just
we
be me and Luke getting pwned by you, it'll still be fun.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why you guys can't play at regular speed. It's like real life speed.
Cause it's too fast.
It's normal speed. It's at the speed of real life.
Nah, no way. It's like
Yeah, it is.
It's like 120% speed.
No, it's regular life speed.
Nah.
You're so used to playing slow video games where they slow you down on purpose that you think that's live speed, and that's not
Maybe.
live speed.
Mm.
Live speed is. That's what live speed is. It's like that. It's none of this. Oh, I see you. No, get the hell out of here. It's. Just get him. Get him. Get him. And I hope I have a soundboard. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get a soundboard so I can.
I've been meaning to look into that.
I'm sure they have them. At least they have the. I used to have a. I think you had a pulse gun and I had a pulse gun on our phone. And
Yeah.
You just sit there like jerks. That sound it makes. So
I think
cool.
it would be fun for the stream.
Yeah, and I'll sit there and hit the alien one over and over, and you can hit the. Instead of shooting, you can just hit the shoot button on the
Yeah, hell yeah.
roll and hit the shoot.
I give him double tap.
Uh-huh. Oh no, man, I love AVP so much. But I'm gonna have gosh, I gotta get Luke to make a so that we don't copy their logo in case they want to sue us or whatever. Oh, there you are, perfect timing, Luke.
I didn't do it.
Can you do me a favor? If not, it's fine. I'm pretty sure I can do it. But can you take the AVP logo and put an MV in front of it so it's MV AVP?
Yeah, sure. We can get sued.
No, we're changing it. It's MV AVP.
What is the MV for?
Doesn't work that
Marines.
way, man. Doesn't
Yeah,
work that way. I mean, if I took the Metallica logo and put
Metallica.
and put
Everybody does that.
Metallica.
They have
yeah.
they all have their Metallica shirts and it says something different. What's the difference between
that's
this?
using a font. If I took the actual word Metallica and put like 2 letters in front of it, we're looking at a lawsuit.
No, I don't think so.
Metallica's very litigious.
Yeah, screw them.
Just use a different font.
No, I don't think there's a problem. But look into it then. Dude, like I don't know. I don't see a problem with it, but you might be right, but who knows? I don't think there's that's just my gut feeling right now. It's like do a generator. Shut up. Don't That's not going to happen. No. I almost thought it was JB for a second because I was like, who else is there? Of course, it's you. Get out of that shit chat. You're on stream. Quit being unprofessional.
I am very unprofessional, sir.
I noticed. Stop it. Metagamer right in the chat, busting the balls left and right.
I just meta chatted.
You did meta chat, and it was awful. You should be ashamed. You got bad manners, sir.
My chat's not updating. What do I do?
Oh, I don't know. Refresh or I don't know. But I think you can. I don't know. Can you use people's font?
Okay, fonts.
Because people do it to Metallica shirts all the time.
Fonts
Look
have
at
a thing.
ATM using.
No, fonts have a thing, man. Like look at Thrasher magazine. Thrasher magazine came out with that font. It was their own font. Now it's a computer font. It's everywhere. It outlasted its not its trademark, but it outlasted. There's another copyright thing where you can only copyright for so long a specific font for letters. So I could take the Metallica font and write whatever I want, but I can't write Metallica itself and put it on a shirt.
Check this out. I'm gonna go on to like 1001 fonts or something, or Fontsy or whatever they call it. I don't know.
It's like the Iron Maiden font, dude.
And then I'm gonna go in there and be like,
you can't make an Iron Maiden T-shirt.
No, because a lot of these
just says Iron Maiden.
Yeah, but what about ATM that uses Iron Maiden letters?
Yeah. Now, see, there's the thing. The Iron Maiden font is now just out there, dude. You can't use the Iron Maiden logo, but you can use the Iron Maiden font. I can write any words and put them on a t-shirt in the Iron Maiden font except for the words Iron Maiden.
Why don't you just put like a people versus Xenos versus alien hunters?
Because it'd be cool if it had an AVP in it.
Yeah. But I'm saying if we can't, it could be PVXV.
Well, actually, we could probably get away with something like an APV.
Look, I'm on Aliens. I'm on this thing. I found an Aliens versus Predator font. It says AVP Predator. Can you take this font, put MVAVP, modify it a little, and just call it a day? I don't see why not.
Modified the font, yes.
Yeah, and it's a free font. And it says personal use free, which means not commercial use.
Yep.
But if you modified it, if you did
and modifying it, I'd have to modify it to a specific degree. I don't know what that degree is. It goes along the lines of one of those things.
Well,
where
these guys don't.
You stole my song.
Yeah, but these guys don't own. I guarantee you, these guys don't own the AVP font.
All right, dude. All I'm trying to say is you're looking at a potential lawsuit. So
you
sure,
I can make it look a little different.
What are they going to take?
I can do it.
There's no money out of it.
My name off of it because I don't have any money.
There's no money made out of it.
If they sue me, I am. So well, I'll just claim bankruptcy because I'm already bankrupt.
Don't you have to make money for them to sue you?
Exactly, dude. I'll just claim bankruptcy because I'm already bankrupt.
Well, good. Me too. And you had nothing to do with it, so whatever. But I guarantee you that these guys have nothing to do with the AVP movie. So how are they using an AVP font?
Okay,
like, dude, the thing, we're doing the exact same thing right now. It says Preternatural under our stream, and it's a Supernatural night font that some guy made to look like the Preternatural font, with the Supernatural font.
Yeah, that sort of thing, I'm not sure if that flies, but what I'm looking at here is as far as it goes, like, say, I'm just going to use...
If you don't want to do it, just say so. I mean, good grief, dude.
I'm not saying I don't want to do it. I'm warning you of the legalities of it, man.
Well,
I'm already doing it right now.
That's why you just alter it, that's all.
Yeah, just slap a nice border on it.
Any kind of copywriting and all that stuff.
You know what? Slap a nice border on it and then put the Predator lines on the bottom. Because then it's a mix of the Predator. Remember how the Predator font has the lines, the broken lines on the bottom?
Yeah, you're just gonna have to be careful. You're just gonna have to be careful about monetizing your Twitch channel or monetizing your YouTube.
Well, we're not monetized, so I'm not worried about it.
Not yet.
That's future us problems.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose at that point, man. I mean, seriously, at that point, as long as you're not using that font for anything monetized, it's fine. And if the channel does get monetized, that's when you'd have to take down all those videos.
Well, look, when I got the Preternatural font, I made sure to use. It said like free for whatever, right? It said that on there.
Yeah. No, there's fonts out there like if you take Times New Roman, that's just out there. You can't be sued for it. There are limitations, like if like Iron Maiden font. You can use Iron Maiden font. You can use it for just about anything without even have to paying them a dime because it's been out there for the allotted amount of time. Forget what that is. I'd have to go back
it might be over. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just that you're looking at say you use the Iron Maiden font and made a logo for I don't know, man, a coffee cup or something. And as long as it doesn't say Iron Maiden,
well, that's what I'm saying. It's not going to say AVP. It's going to say MVAVP.
Different.
Yeah.
Different.
It won't even say the same thing, so I don't know what you're worried about.
All right. Just warning you of the legalities.
No, man. Look, like everybody knows that we're doing. There's nobody. There. Like, if I made the official Iron Maiden role-playing game, I would expect to be sued.
Oh, yeah.
But if I made a role-playing game that doesn't say Iron Maiden in the cover, and I happen to put in the book that this role-playing game was inspired by Iron Maiden, what can they do? Like
Or it could
nothing.
be, or it could be the
I don't
role
think
playing book of metal ladies.
Because
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
I don't think you'd be able to. I don't think you'd be able to use their font specifically for your own logo.
That's the thing. I wouldn't use their font, but I just mentioned them. Like, there's definitely a difference between uh, just copying something and taking inspiration from one. The law distinguishes for
In their
a
The
reason,
font,
laws
right?
on the
in
laws
their
on that are
font, and it says
the
metal
laws on
ladies.
laws on that are actually really
Loophole.
bad, and there's
That's
actually
not
the
true.
laws on that are really bad, and they've been extended in such a horrible way. It's like people used to be able to take a story like Frankenstein and add on it or retell it or uh
No,
uh
it's a lot looser now.
yeah, it's actually gotten worse, man, because these people
How
want to
can
hang on to it forever, dude. They're like, okay, so I wrote that story. You cannot retell that story. You cannot expand like Star Wars, unless Disney specifically, who owns the copyright, which is going to go 190 years after George Lucas's death. No one, unless they're hired by Disney, can write anything to do with the Star Wars universe. If you
look?
use a
Here's my counter argument. If you put fanfic on it, then you can do whatever you want because you're
as long as you
selling
don't
this.
make any profit.
That's no. I'm pretty sure you can sell it. I think
Yeah, you can't make profit off of it.
if you write Star Wars fan fiction,
Yeah, as long as you're not making profit off of it, it's fine. If you put it on like a .org or something,
that's
and
not. That doesn't sound right at all. That doesn't sound right at all. If you specifically label it Star Wars fan fiction, like, what are you
if you
doing?
make
Like,
money on it, they'll come after you.
I don't see that as being possible.
Well, because you're using the material or something,
Yeah, so.
and that's how they would
Yeah,
try to
they don't
get
like
you.
that. They
Says,
own.
but you're not writing Star Wars. You're writing Star Wars fan fiction.
You're not allowed to.
I think that sounds retarded. What you're saying right
It
now.
is retarded, but the problem is, it is what it is, and people are fighting against this because they're saying this stifles art in general.
Mhm.
Because if I cannot build on an idea, if I can't take that universe and write something new, unless I'm specifically hired by the company, this trashes the idea of rehashing ideas, of using of building upon something. It's like here's a great example. 9 Inch Nails. At the end of one of their songs, they use the descending tetrachord. Dun, 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 dun. That was written by a composer in the Baroque era, and it was supposed to signify being lost and searching. And people would do this sort of thing all the time with music. Somebody would write something. Here's another one where Slayer was cool about it. Pantera does da 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 da. Slayer had much earlier done dun 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 dun. So because Slayer was being cool with Pantera, they didn't get in an uproar about it. But people have the right, and corporations like Disney will go right up your butt for it, man. Metallica will go right up your butt for it. You use any Metallica riff, they're just like, no, 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 no. You're not paying homage. You're not saying that this piece of music so exemplified a certain emotion and you're going to use it in your musical piece and pay homage. You're stealing from me and I will sue you for everything you're worth. That's the danger in these things, man.
Just slightly alter the font. We're adding letters anyway, so.
Mm-hmm.
There's certain degrees to which they have to be altered before there's no legal ability to come after you. And there's also, if we ask permission, just straight saying, hey, we're doing a thing that's going to be advertising your product.
Well, if that's the case, it'd be great if we could just use a David B logo.
That would be awesome.
Mhm. Because they might say, hey, yeah, for sure, man. If you want to advertise AVP and you want to use our logo as a part of your logo, and you're going to be basically advertising our product, our brand, we're down for it. Or their legal team might say, no, we will bend you over and put all sorts of things inside you sideways.
The long log of the law.
The long vibrating plastic tube of the law.
Justice.
Well, I know they I'm sure Disney owns Predator now.
Oh,
Because they made that.
garbage.
They bought 20th Century Fox,
Mm.
and they made that, which was cool because they made maybe the second best Predator movie.
Yeah, but
Called Prey.
Disney doesn't play ball, and they will come after you, man. That's something I wouldn't want to touch with a 10-foot pole, bro. I mean, I'll still do the logo for you or whatever, but I'm looking at it like use it at your own peril, dude. Because if you make a single dime off of that, they'll take $10,000 from you for having done that.
Mm.
I mean, if it's
Yeah,
different enough,
I'm not sure
nothing
if
to worry
anybody's
about.
coming after the role playing community. That's the thing.
Disney's brutal, dude.
No, just make it different enough so they can't say anything. That's all.
There is a
Mhm.
certain degree to which I could alter the font. I'd have to
Yeah,
look into the
that's the whole point.
legalities of it
Yeah, that's the
to
whole point.
see
Just make it
by
super
what
different,
percentage.
so it's
Yeah,
like similar, but you can't say, "Hey, that's the blah blah blah."
exactly,
Font,
exactly. But I'd have to meet that threshold to where a judge would
Um,
say, "Yeah, that's not the same logo." And if you're AVP, if it's like, there's another hairball there.
so
If it's
no,
AVP representing Alien versus Predator, they might still say, "No, you can't do that." But if it's AVP representing amorphous
visceral,
versus
vicious,
versus
amorphous, vicious predators.
yeah, it's something, to where it's no longer the same, and then the font is similar, however, to a degree that holds a difference, to where a judge would say, no, no, you could quantify it as, say, I don't know what the percentage, but maybe 20% different. They could say, no, the angles, the thickness of the lines, the height of the letters versus the width, it is different enough. It may still say AVP, but I mean, dude, anything could be named AVP.
That's
And
why.
then it's like, yeah, it doesn't even stand for aliens versus predators. It's amorphous things versus
We'll just do
poopers.
people versus Xeno versus alien hunters.
Yeah, it's totally different letters now, man.
Yeah.
I'm just looking out for you, Hector. These legal things get bad, dude. They get real bad, especially when dealing with huge franchises. They don't like it, and they do tend to come after people.
well, they're jerks and we're not monetized.
They
So.
are jerks. And as soon as it becomes monetized, you'd have to take down all that content.
Mm-hmm.
So, guys, check us out on Instagram at Heavy Metal 2023, and you can
And
also hit us up.
if you're a copyright lawyer, hit us up and let us know what we can get away with.
And if you're
what
willing
do
to work
over
for free, we'll totally put you on staff.
here. We'll work you like a mule.
Yes.
We love pro bono workers.
Yeah, we're all pro bono around here right now. So
I mean, I'm getting boned pretty hard.
yeah, you're all getting bono pro real good.
No, I mean this project is one of it's what do you call it? One of those so one of the ones of love, your project of love, man.
it's
I
just
forget the term, man. My brain is off.
endearment.
no.
No. It's a labor of love.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We're sitting here Hector's been writing for 20 years, man. I spent a fair time with the logo. I'm still working on the spreadsheet. We're not making any money. And when we put out the product, we're looking at making very minimal amounts of money.
Uh,
You're looking at handing this out to the gaming community because we love gaming, man. We love
yeah,
role
well, I
playing.
mean, it'd be great to make some money, but I mean, the book's got to come out no matter what.
Yeah, for sure, man. This is one of them
Um,
labors of love, man. So if
whether their money's there or not.
anybody's out there who's willing to help us out, who's actually copyright lawyer, who's actually knows what they're talking about with this sort of stuff, man, you would be invaluable to us. And labor of love. If you also love D&D, you're a copyright lawyer, and you're down to help us out, man. We can't pay you for crap, brother, but we would love to have you help us out. It would be one of those things to where we're all donating to this project because it's something that's going to be released to the community for a minimal amount of money. I mean, Hector, how much were you planning on releasing this thing for?
Um, I was hoping to not lose more than like $5,000 when I
Yeah,
publish.
to not lose more than $5,000. So it's
Hmm.
covering cost, man. Labor all of us are put yeah, with the labor all of us are putting into this. It's like a nonprofit organization. It's like,
Yeah,
hey, gaming community, let me do something that everybody will love. And if anybody wants to
yeah,
help us out, that'd be great.
yeah. I was hoping that my losses would be less than that. Um, I do, I hope to make money in other areas, use it as promotion and make recoup some of that and actually make something out of it. Um,
Dude,
but any,
that's a
but
smart way to do it.
I
When
mean,
I was doing an industrial project, I never released the music. Maybe one of these days I'll, well, whatever.
uh,
My plan
it's
was
that
this:
important to me.
I was gonna
It
release the
has to come
music.
out.
I was gonna release the music for free. I was just gonna put it out there for download. And if you wanted to have an actual physical copy, then sure, you could buy one, dude. It would have art and everything. But the
Yeah,
money was going to be in T-shirts, dude.
if it if it
T-shirts.
if it costs me more than $5,000 to put it out, then it's only the people sitting right here and a couple other people are going to get copies of the book. So, um, but
You make
like
it.
Yuli was saying,
You make it up in merchandising, man.
Which
You make it up in
yeah,
merchandising.
like
yeah,
You
I
we're
put
gonna
always
the
say, I
book
try.
got
out
one
there
to say a lot of things.
because people are gonna.
Uh,
There's gonna be
we have an
people.
Instagram.
Yes, Heavy Metal 2023. You could ask
And we have
questions. You could like and follow us. You could hit me up to rent my time if you want, maybe. And we also have a Reddit.
Oh yeah, that thing's doing a lot of nothing.
But what is
Okay,
it?
so maybe don't go to the Reddit. I think we're gonna get a Discord soon, guys. I think that just needs to happen. It looks like that's where people go.
I mean,
Um,
once the book is out and people are asking questions and wanting to talk to us about the book, then Reddit's going to the Reddit for heavy metal is going to be doing a thing. I mean, if you want to get in there now, um, yeah, sure.
Where could they find it?
Our heavy metal, HEAVYMETTLE, and it's there. It's holding a space because I believe in this thing. When it gets to where it's going to go, there it is. You release the book for free. Well, not free, but
I
at
No,
a
think you're thinking of
not.
charging $1 for a
Yeah,
PDF.
exactly, dude. It's something more than reasonable because people are going to download the PDF, but merchandising is where it's at.
So we do this every Monday, guys. Join us up for the after show. Give us your thoughts. Let us know what's up, what's cool, what's down, what's up. We do the Preternatural show every Monday. We do this Hangout every Monday. Tomorrow, I'm going to be doing this drawing on this table, and you can chat me up about TTRPGs and art. I will
Join
take
me
all those
tomorrow
questions. I
where
will
I
also
troll
take your
Hector hard.
I will also take your questions about other stuff. Doesn't have to strictly be about TTRPGs and art.
We
It
can just
rarely
troll
is.
Hector.
You can just troll me all day. If you want to catch up with what we've been doing so far, There are some cool videos that I've put up on YouTube. You can go down the bottom, get on the link, get on my YouTube channel, catch up with the story if you want to catch up. The episodes or every video is an episode, so the stories are self-contained, so you guys can just watch one at a time and catch up that way if you want to do. I think I am taking commissions right now. Hit me up for commissions. Give me money, and in return, I will give you a little piece of my soul. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Give Hector money, he will give you good fart.
We are out for now, man.
In jar with fancy tape. Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Bye, everybody.
Awkward exit.
Awkward exit.
Awkward exit it is.
Haven't done one of these in a while. Awkward
Jesus
exit.
freaking Moses, stupid hotkeys.